It doesn't matter who is involved. If it entails, say, President Akufo-Addo should be put on house arrest, it will happen because of certain things in government. Number two, we a minister. Okay, yeah, like I said, before election, yeah, investigations be 58 ministers are ska woman yuya. Bonia woman in Okruhan. Nti ayame na say Sisia MPP has become a shield for people who have perpetuated criminal activities and some form of abuse of their officer, and I know the year I see here. Oko National Security Secretariat. Majari okay say MPP what power. Now you accuse almost say almost the invisible forces the Agyeman national security. So okay.
Yeah.
In all fairness.
The guy pa.
The reality is that Oko National Security Secretariat in there. And a soldier for near police for the BNI for near recruit to the autonomous. Because it's a coordinating security agency in terms of intelligence and operations. And you would necessarily need some sort of persons with proud security experience and knowledge and capacity. And it's a national security operation. Young Congo for MPP atade and share. Ombese soldier atade de akọ. Omukọ Ken ho. Musi Ken boni a wadi no wiase MPP for to be defended no man ye. Bonia can di MPP as a party mpo. Ye one to. Bribu ahemu, abronyemu, omunyina bekasai, etia bonia can furata di. After national security accusation here then. Number two, and I know the year I see Owura Addison. And if I capture what Atenyama Akin said he was left traumatized. Papa ine di nim Mungu banks. Kofo Juma say ye. Time one Mungu banks no. Didn't he know that people were traumatized? Now and now, national security cooperation. Minority in parliament. You don't know the fact. You have come to lie to the public. You have come to shield a person who have got some activity undermining the security of the bank, his previous office. Obia Mpanensan cannot. Who Apedemakins Bekase and hungry NDC people. Meanwhile, as in Kofono or Womko, in your own press conference, you agreed that they were soldiers. No more we are at the air. Oh, Canonso, or lawyer Nina Safo. When to me and evidence to be unfound, say, Omoko yet, Omako we are at the air. Magari, I slow to media, and near mammy, Nimfan Mamma no. Near ma, me Nimpa Mamma no. So will be a Omutimi friends that winning election, Yamwa, and the partner one more baby business. Yet to begin the Pale company, the man will be the age of Basana, and send me break. And the game is yet to start. Ghana for baby, I want to abandon belief there. the previous government ebukuru no bebre efa niema. And then there's a need for accountability. And in that accountability must be lawful procedures, lawful processes. Catch the person, investigate the person, put the person before court. Then we have a society where when you go and catch the person, then people are upset. MPP4 are making noise. Are they shielding criminals? But there is actually a presidency here. Now, maybe any asset, my dibonibia. Now, a soldier for Benfia. Minimum and Nibonia. Why would I be making noise? They should come and go. They should come and go. Ebia, sir, what the BBA could do fear a compromising investigation. Never see a codia. Now, you're the warrant, a fear. MPP force ye. Hey, has the MPP become an entity that shields, protects, and perverse, lawful investigations? And I'm saying, I'm sure for who but and I'm so put the and Japa is saying, anyway, saying, Japa is an officer of national security. The only reason why Magdalene met me about fear without an invitation is when I come with a warrant. And when that occurs, whether the warrant was exercised in the night or day, is still a warrant. Adesi in Kasai, Nere in Kasai. And see, all these publications you see are a ploy to say, oh, NDC for targeting Kofu. Let me tell you, if anybody within the previous government is on the record to have committed some form of crime, that person should get ready. As to when, I do not know.
But what for instance, I'm the one cause I'll bet you about party. Luckily for you, Monamo Abaimo. And as I say, slow so nim normal be brief funny. Me did say such information why available there.
So to make a choice, I feel that grown here. They should stop crying. MPP should stop crying. The people they destroyed their businesses, collapsed their businesses, intimidated this country. No munya Togo for, munya Ghana for. Yet Tikromuha 8 years. And yen went to a set ya so our Ghana has been. Yempewa ni a sew niema. Yempewa ni a gu a juma. O contract ni aje. Usika no maje. Contract no more inflatino. Etikromu has saying they did all of those things. And now, when the table has changed hands and you are being served with a tea you prepared 8 years ago, you are making noise. They should be ready. The game is yet to begin. About the certain way. I've only 2 months back. To any address rehearsal. What has happened so far, with what I know, is dress rehearsal. And it is what will be to a quarter brochure. Then you answer to Kurumuha, Utua, Okoko, over. One man may answer also, it means you will not be part of 2028 election. Will be able to Kurumuha. MPP pumping one man Kurumuha. I bet you be a with the Bonibia or Metro. It's a mandate by the people of this country calling for justice because they believe that there have been some wrongdoing. They believe that when President Akufo-Addo was president, some appointees perpetuated wrongdoings within the authority that they were given, either in financial, either by conduct, and many things. You don't want us to bring those people to book. Majority will bring them to book. The NDC has that expectation from the people of Ghana. Say justice must prevail. And so far, there's some evidence to suggest that really, yes, there was some wrongdoing in the previous government against the people of this country. The MPP for no, they should watch that movie play, because what has occurred under President Akufo-Addo didn't only affect the NDC, it affected all Ghanaians. And if the MPP believes, say, by shielding your members who have committed crimes, by making noise, by trying to, organize, Magdalene, we need empirical evidence, scientific evidence there. The MPP should be very careful because they will collapse their own party. All these activities will not take away, say, your government and party have been managed irresponsibly in the last 8 years. And the scars of those irresponsibilities are still in the mind and heart of Ghanaians. There is nothing they can do to stop anybody in government from ensuring that justice prevails. We will not agree. We will not give that opportunity for innocent people to be persecuted. My dad, are you not shocked? You yourself, sir. As we speak today, the revealing information is that Addison, governor of Bank of Ghana, was having a back-end, spying device on the Bank of Ghana itself. Are you not surprised? Are you not surprised, sir? When I saw you express your frustration on Saturday, I don't know. I believe that at the time you were expressing that frustration, you were right because you didn't have information. But what you would have done was to wait. National security, when they do operations, they are entitled to tell the public and they are entitled not to tell the public. But if you ask, you'll be told. Today, it is imagined that the man was spying on the whole Bank of Ghana. Are we happy that a former governor of Bank of Ghana, Nifie, then we find empty money box a year, a different scale, box a different scale, our Bank of Ghana. Empty boxes, Nifie. Nifie, added in fear, is it an extension of the Bank of Ghana? In fact, is it an extension of the vote of the Bank of Ghana? Yet the Kromu has saying, go to the villages and see what is happening there. Go to the villages. People have unconscionably misbehaved in government. And when they are being asked questions about their own misbehavior, we must go to the media, we must make hue and cry, we must lie on it, we must be seen shielding those wrongdoings. And that is what the MPP minority in Parliament is trying to do.
Okay. Mepancho say oka say obi shilde wrongdoing na. Honorable Mama Yarego no so shilde wrongdoing na. Ebra ojina the floor of the House of Records. Na o apologize ye edema ye orake no furata ebra Richard Jackpa wo say na mebu afu gidigidi America na semi na mebu mfu, but I was addressing matter House of the House apology akoso so there wouldn't be any modus operandi. Alternatively say obiye di omen sika ye ko nfie na ebeji sika na maye etina bibisa say Honorable Mama Yarego no so the wrongdoing ana.
when a civilian is talking about security matters, you can agree that the person may be coming from a point of lack of experience. So what I say. Honorable Mahama Yerga is a senior member of government. And so he's right set on the floor of Parliament. At the time he may be apologizing, he may not have gotten enough information. Because when national
Mebajo, and you're accurate. Onwa kasa kase upon consultation obisebisa yansana ade achi emu hono obabe render apology no amana capture our parliamentary answer.
I didn't render an apology. And the Honorable Mahama Yerga is the leader of majority, in fact a senior officer of government business.
A leader of government business.
Yes. Now, I didn't see anything wrong with that action. In fact, given the atrocities, the barefaced wickedness perpetrated by Ken Ofori-Atta, that was a very diplomatic action against him. Yeah, trying so about Bedu Kutuka International Airport. He will be arrested. You see, so I don't think that Mahama Yerga was shielding a crime. And I don't think that you were also shielding crime. I'm just saying that at the time of the act, if we waited a bit, we would have come to know that the national security's action should not have been bastardized because they were acting on lawful joint operation. An operation that requires that a warrant be secured. They did that. So that's here. And so we are not saying that those of you who disagree, I am talking specifically on Afenyomakin, who said, sir, hungry NDC people have gone to Addison's house to steal 100,000. That statement should not be coming from a person of his caliber. Sabiu, minority leader. It is so lame. It's not. It is despicable. Sir, Uberi Fair, an institution like the National Security, made of NDC hungry people. NDC Niabachra Penyomark and say a commoner. Now, officers who were undertaking lawful security duties, you have accused them of a crime without adducing any evidence, without showing the world an iota of evidence that suggested that really, yes, somebody was in the process of stealing or have stolen from Governor Addison. Governor Addison have not gone to the police station to report, say, Wamobeye search wino, Yafabisika, and I have family rituals. Do you understand? So a person is presumed as innocent until proven guilty. Yes, let's apply that principle. That Addison was innocent of everything he's been accused of, unless a court proves him guilty. It doesn't mean that investigations should not be carried out. Number two, the officers who were undertaking this lawful duty, Apenyomarkins called them thieves, but didn't give anybody any evidence. What he spoke about was as if Apenyomarkins was holding some evidence to show to the Ghanaian people that, look, they have gone to steal instead of executing a lawful, security duty. Do we have to tolerate this level of deliberate ignorance trying to misinform the public? Do we have to tolerate that coming from a minority leader and around him are people, shielding his life, who are standing by him to support this level of ignorance coming from a lawyer? Individuals who have just exited from government. So they don't know that if you say somebody is a thief, you must show evidence. And Apenyomarkins didn't make that statement conditional. Or said they have gone to steal.
Okay.
And that they are hungry NDC people. Did you see any NDC person there? Soldier for one going operation now more national security. No, Ntiyanka said soldier for no one year a Juma national security last 8 years. They are MPP soldiers. Yanka sa, Nyampa Momina. You don't do that. You don't do that. We should not allow criminals to go scot-free when ordinary Ghanaians are suffering. And Crawford Dibonia, let them face the law.
Also, Mustafa, okay, but on record, a young rabbi from your mic and Asamokan, ya dear chin, ya be better radio so condemn me. Say, looking at the stature, so yemre nimini, and they said you can on me, na menen yard, so I condemned it. I don't know one casa macasa, but Jack the independent reframe. And then I want okay.
And it's right in the way to do that.
Yeah, that's correct. But me say Bemubima. May who's a worker say they are shielding criminals, one more beer abo or menu chrono, Kadufurata, where you are may, but not come so my prefer say language and Kabe you soon say, what my Jesus to say? Is it not the same way now? Namokonana.
No, somebody can't lay foundation, sir. Ghanaians voted against the government, believing that there was some kind of wrongdoing. So, so on the premise of that foundation, we all believe that some appointees of President Akufo-Addo have done some presumed or some wrongdoing in government. If you go and arrest somebody, you haven't passed judgment on the person. And so the conversation is within the context of people trying to vilify and attack lawful execution of security operations in terms of arrest, in terms of investigation. That is where we are. I have not passed judgment on anybody. Sorry, I say. Meaning to the boni bibri. Kanoforiata companies are Krumuha. Okoji loan as finance minister. The companies NMA financial advice. No more Jehu percentage. Is it not a crime in this country? Is it not a crime in this country?
Said the company a financial advisor for a certain international transaction.
Not a certain international transaction. That the finance minister, who is the lead solicitor of loans for government, his company, direct company, is a transaction advisor. You don't see that is wrong? You don't think that is wrong? Banking sector cleaner. Sir, Kenoforiata believe that he must collapse bank through Bank of Ghana. But yet, he will go and sit with owners of the bank and drink. And when he finishes, the following day, collapse their bank. You don't think it's malicious?
Na eye Kenoforiata na close banks. As a Bank of Ghana.
No, he's a Bank of Ghana, shall I say. So, SML a year on the found this guy. So, when we know all the Cassia near, would you say that Kenoforiata hasn't hurt these people, the people of Ghana? That is a belief. Now, a security agency, okay. Young watching and young investigation. That's a bonny. I must with you. When they are now, when they are MPP 40 boy, I didn't know what you know.
But I was saying, what's
I will correct myself. Minority leader in call for our more parliament.
But one more case is to say, one more forces so be a deal, many sick and the original rana no, but Quanya, aya, a bind bar, one more fashion or so Quanya more fashion. Sa Quina now, one more susu say, and your quine papa, but be a deal, many sick, more conquer. To be do a man sick, I am from my back near Conifia Quacoje. Say, Mara.
And number two, ye ko jisika fi obi wa emra ne se ye nchinipa no ye investigate no near establishes some information prima facie evidence and as a fundamental evidence said believing that really there was some culpability or some wrongdoing we are Fadeko court now on the court ni you know court because court now all the year no is packed with MPP exposed judges. Now, Chief Justice or Tuesday here, me, I don't trust her. Until we have a body empowerment for court. So, because she is there to shield, she's a gatekeeper of Akufo-Addo's or President Akufo-Addo's legacy in what the people of Ghana refer to as being swindled or being defrauded. That is what the Chief Justice is there to do. That is the sole purpose for President Akufo-Addo appointing her. And we are saying that let the police or the entity in charge of investigation arrest these individuals. Once you are at the branch of the law of the land, meaning you don't have the choice to decide how you should be treated.
Mustafa Mpacho, Anna, somebody be on our car. It's a whole patch, say, cases are. And also come NDC, Chief Justice under her watch. And also Obeka is saying Alpha.
I said that I don't trust.
Because there were instances where Ora case lato force. The case called court. It's an also Obeka din. Obeka the Chief Justice no. Ye na do adwuma na amana na.
Me say
Ora do melevo. The case called court. Obeka the Chief Justice na ye na do adwuma amana na. And on any assumptions, and you sometimes what can
me catch that I don't trust the judiciary, number one.
But say one man should have what to me go pameno unless
we have maybe I'm in court.
Okay.
So we are not even talking about say we have arraigned persons under the previous government before court. It is investigation stage. Ana Richard Japamuko ye. Woman Mubi, Canoforia Babi and Mamma Castle Woman Homa Bono. Watchman be and Casa security man be a delegate and Castle Woman by Omu Punani and Womu Remu and Womu Yadi one pet. Ora this in fear, Addison Yan Casaya, Nian Casaya. A Penama Canin in California, Addison lawyers. So why are we making investigative process look as if it's some criminal style, it shouldn't have happened in the first place? And I'm giving them the assurance that they, including some of the people who are standing at the press conference, they will be arrested. One of them very soon will reach there. So they should relax. That mandate of Ghanaians voting and thinking that there should be accountability, that mandate will be executed. There's no noise from the minority that will stop it. They are in this country. If you know you haven't committed a crime, stay in this country and let us move on.
Judiciary will say, Wama so na Wama will kase, and now Susu say, Wama bo me crony, a one at the Omeko. It's an
Me say government to have any 2 months or 3 months. So I'm really wondering why the minority will be making noise. Because the mandate given to us is 4 years. The year Jumana Ghana 4, and who say, oh, they will go and vote for NDC again. And why are they making noise when it is just 3 months? They think that because they have failed, NDC must necessarily fail. You see, if you have people whose thinking process is like this, they cannot be part of nation building. The current setup of the minority in parliament cannot be brought closer to nation building because their mindset is to set the government up to fail. Their mindset is to say that because our government has failed 38%, It has never happened in this country. 38%. And Ukraino, I'm saying, the mensa de Bika 38% to this level of rejection, a vote of no confidence.
38% in a gazetted results ben are okay. Because gazetted results are minimum a year 41% and yet 38.
Yeah, and 38%. Now, one more it is because one, the MPP formed a government led by President Akufo-Addo. That government defrauded the people of this country. That government was enjoying when the ordinary Ghanaian was suffering. That government deceived the people of this country. That government told Ghanaians that we'll build new schools. They didn't have intention of building schools. That government told Ghanaians who were dying of disease and sickness that we'll build new hospitals when they didn't have the intention of building hospitals. That government took loans to construct and develop the nation, and the money didn't go into the projects for which they took the loans. That was the cause of the defeat of the MPP. So what the minority in parliament is seeking to do is to pull down the government, hold the leg of the government, not to be able to, as it were, save the people of this country from the suffering they have endured from 8 years. Look, as I'm speaking to you this morning, President Mahama is the president of Ghana. He is not a president for NDC alone. He's a president that must create a nation's wealth that will benefit MPP, NDC, CPP. Majority, in fact, every single Ghanaian, President Mahama is their president. So when you have a group of people in the minority thinking that the government must fail, when the government fails, at the end of the day, Apenyamakin is a businessman. All this noise he's making is not in the interest of MPP, is to his own, is to say that he's a voice in the MPP when he is not a good voice. So what they are here, when the NDC fails, the taxpayer, the teacher, the nurse, the charcoal burner, the market woman, they are the victims of a failure of a government. So who talk seminar at the Akusi Untadia, Magdalene Minim se Obusi Musika or Amedia, Mifri here headquarters. I know what poverty is. So koto seminar, Mua Mamia Koton Bidie, na ontimi mpesika no koto seminar. Ye mbisa so ye NDC ni now ye MPP ni. That poor woman is an ordinary Ghanaian who is going to bear the brunt of a government failure because politicians have decided that a very good government should fail. I was thinking the minority will admit that yes, our government has failed on a number of things that Ghanaians were expecting. If we have a new government, let's give that government some space to create the opportunity for all Ghanaians to prosper. Let's give that government a breathing space to at least establish itself. Don't you think that the misbehavior by these MPs of minority in parliament is uncalled for and to some extent very unnecessary for a government that is less than 3 months? You think that you must do everything possible to pull down the government on radio, on TV, on the faces of the camera, when millions of Ghanaians are still suffering in the villages? Don't you think so? And a soldier for they had to go to the north to go and look for food. How did we get to the place where a whole government has been in power for 8 years? Less than 2 months, we can't feed military people because we owe over 270 million. How did we get there? How did we get to the place? Look, this ECG matter. I have told the National Security Coordinator that I don't believe that what is happening with the ECG is scientific. The security agencies should get involved in the ECG. Any engineer that is found not doing his work, he should be sacked because the problem is artificial. Because light in the doom, you misase, NDC in the doom, no, and MPP in the see and a light in the hall. Ghana need fear and a light anyhow. Abofra or that hospital, oxygen, 18 so, see a doom lighter, Abofra no be who, ye misase, ye NDC and now ye MPP. We can't politicize everything, even if it doesn't make sense. We can't. And majority, some of you must begin to use the opportunity God has given you to educate the public and for us to build a country and not political parties. You understand? We sat in this country saying, what accumulated debt, go to the state agencies and find out the amount of debt MPP for Jaguar. The amount of expenditures that they have left. So when the government is maneuvering one to form itself, to try and solve the problems you have left, all you are doing is to find a way of pulling the government down so that there can be equalization. Say, oh, MPP has failed. NDC too has failed. They are all the same. We will not allow anybody to succeed in doing that. That will not be allowed to happen in this country. So you have lost power. You go and concern yourself. Most of the ministers in the minority were the same ministers who have perpetrated a lot of financial crime in this country.
But most of our answer major way. Say what kasa minority for no person
mupulu. Go to Port and Harbour. Go to Gapua. Nation Sikadodua. Your father called Transport Ministry. You can't see the Buankra project.
No problem.
Go and find out where the money is.
Mebajo Buankra project in the crowd there. Me and my brother, a part of the engineers, sir. One more a word you mind. You know how you speak a but where there may be sound say Obia Sikadodua. Na one fan fakwan papa soa. We are looking up to your government, as you have said. Say, Obeji says, Canada more mine. Sana Ghana for you, Chadi, free muho. Eti, Casatini, Yana Coso, a mouth for fear, Wamubura, their working class dress rehearsals. 80 minutes say more, eba. Na, young we say, ampa, SMS where this has been established. Ye just says, Canama or mine on Amrabin in the media, then in the dia. Don't you think say Ghanaians will be disappointed in you?
Look, criminals are the most smartest people, but God won't allow them to go scot-free. Let me tell you, a lot of President Akufo-Addo's former appointees are holding wealth that they don't deserve to hold. We all know that, and you know that, and I know that. You know that, and I know that. Number two, that is why I'm saying that we should relax and allow the security agencies to do their work. We cannot have a situation that when national security goes to somebody's house to execute a lawful exercise, we are making noise about it, only to come back and realize that, oh, yeah, really? How is it possible that a man will be sitting in his house and spying on a government institution? And when they go and they destroy that, most people think that, oh, that was Addison and Nifie cameras and Omako said because of the operation they were carrying out. So now we are here. And the evidence suggests that all those people who said that were wrong. And the movie is going to start.
Okay.
Because the government is yet to set up itself properly. So when the government finishes setting up properly, the real movie will start. All
right. Okay.
It doesn't matter what it takes. They will refund the money. And then what year national service said you mean about gift the or the cost one soldier or no one. They should ask Asibe, National Service Director. They should ask him. Hey, Magari, who do you name it to Okumha?
For your intini, yeah, recover my
you hear of it, you collapse. Oh.
And that is what Ghanaians, they are Ghana for you can say Mobayama and no.
So you should support the government to do that because it's a mandate from the people of Ghana. So when you have minority in parliament thinking that, oh, election is coming, they will contest again, we shouldn't let it appear as if MPP is so weak. Let us make the government unpopular. Let us attack the government so that the government will fail to do what it has to do. And it's a crime. It's a crime. Look, we have told any NDC minister who failed to investigate his ministry and let Ghanaians know, it means that that appointee himself is planning to steal. Because a lot of things have occurred.
Okay.
Any appointee who goes and fall in love with President Akufo-Addo's appointees and thinking that he or she can shield the wrongdoing, we will expose the appointee ourselves.
All right.
Because we didn't hate President Akufo-Addo. We believe that there was some wrongdoing. That wrongdoing must be spoken to. We must be seen dealing with that wrongdoing.
Okay. Mustafa, Medasena, what share minority for Juma 1 year? For the first time, Shebrea Omanpenye Ebobo na Swafudin. One more formal appointment committee, Sabrino, na committees akodoa ewo Ghana mrache be fie ho no, na one more form you. But one more tiase say without the committees, because there committees and one more na aya one more yi independent be free mo, one more ba be ye vetting. But one more tiase for more consensus. No more pa ba any year. And can no better form of that consensus to vet the ministers. Say amemuni bekoso in 10 terms one.
Okay, prioritization of issues confronting nation. The minority are penalty and betting, so they have contributed to nation building. And
I say, there be supposing say one more yin to me, one more chain. Massage committees will be formed. And sana. Appointment committee in Ashanti Yejuma. Again, delay the process of the government.
That is not strange. When NDC was in power, there were some things that were sent to Parliament. The party said, minority at the time don't agree. The MPs said that, look, in the interest of conducting government business and parliamentary relationship, we're going to support the government to go ahead. Did that take out the issue that the government wasn't corrupt? It didn't deal with that. Did that resolve issues of anger in the country? It didn't resolve that. And you got parliamentary understanding and compromise in terms of relationship building. Now you're setting up committees. I'm saying that there are other issues they are doing deliberately to pull down the government, to equalize their failure to President Mahama's government, and won't allow that to stand. One of such issues is to shield persons who are under lawful investigation.
Okay.
Two, Ashanti region, a dialogue, post-budget dialogue. The only reason they are doing that, and when I look at the list, you see, when we begin to expose these people, they will say that we are wrong. Let me tell me about this same young men were the Ashantis in government 8 years. Sensubuachi was a deputy chief of staff. He was a minister for a Western House. They failed to do anything for their region except their pocket. Speaker, Sadio in Shiatsu MP. No, you must log CU. Go and find out in Ashanti region if he has given 10 people support from Maslog in Ashanti region, except to use money to go through his primaries. This same individual, Buaku was a day near the Bank of Ghana here. One of President, Vice President, spokesperson. Now who here you Vice President office. Go and ask this individual what sort of development they undertook in Ashanti region. Ashanti region is a cocoa farming region. It's a cosmopolitan also business environment.
Okay, Musaba.
It is under President Akufo-Addo having these same Ashanti boys in the government that cocoa sector collapsed in Ashanti region. Today, a new government has come. You are going to disrespect your own people. Sit down there and lie. Because and now President Mahama buying MP Ashanti region. Is deliberate. You see, you don't want us to deal with the truth.
Mustafa.
You don't want us to deal with the truth. When you ban market to try and pull down a government, you haven't helped yourself because a jana action NDC near and MPP near it's on what?
It's MPP for Neshijana.
Me say, Mambo MPP for the me say.
But the okay, the son as a child say, we buba yes yet.
We interpreted it.
That is what you are saying.
So
they are working no.
Who question market thinking that you want to blame a government, a young government, 2.5 months government. Okay. Say one more trials anti-poor, one more empires anti-pontina, one more jashe. And you are going to do a post-budget. We will follow up with a program to tell the people of Ashanti the amount of money these young men have stolen. Who tell them? They should go and start. We will follow it and do community engagement to tell how much money these individuals have stolen from this country.
Okay, let us say.
Let's open the Pandora box and let's move on.
All right. Mustafa, let us go. I mean, now full soldiers, no. One say, one more pay you my you.
I come to one pa.
A poor because one woman need also. I almost frame a bomber money. One more say, and a woman need also.
Yeah, no one more cassa. Said the Beya. Ominya botre. Because 2 months there, I buy name for me. And number 2. CEO cry, you know, ni board. And he said, CEO be decided that my salary and the Babu food soldiers are. Sa CEO no, only board wa, or they quack sadia. Ebia contract to be nam the mammy food soldiers. I'm almost supply BB. No more swanya BB dear. Sa CEO no, only board wa, they cost sign contract. And Tia no one dink it at home. We are engaging with the grassroots to let them understand that, as I say in Yabotre, I am one buying a abaso. Baby, MPP exposed persons when you better move at the party for no, and the Akosha or no more one to be.
All right. For you, Yamisha also. Mustafa Gbande, Deputy General Secretary de ma NDC. Osanye Deputy Director of Operations. Our presidency. On any in common. Extensively of what is happening. Are you neat? 100.9 Ghana Montie Sune.
Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie.
Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Na mansanya so. Adawro Kofiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo neat 100.9 FM.
For our joint fa 02011627746 02011627746. What the phone here can kind na yedi amount na ma yentie we Colonel Festus Abwade retired yentie no.
Governor Addison, and I'm speaking on what it is that I have checked when I got the social media information, checked from a source within national security.
You've checked this with a national security source?
A certain individual within national security, that he had wired his place with what they call backdoor electronic devices.
The reason why I ask is that because we don't know.
Well, that's why I'm saying that I'm telling you that, in fact, since then I have received multiple versions of it. including one by Kevin Taylor and so on and so forth that some of you don't want to hear about. But he had devices in his house wired to the Bank of Ghana, which enabled him to be monitoring what was, in fact, monitoring is a very diplomatic word. This is spying. This is surveillance. And the state has not authorized anybody in the form of a Bank of Ghana or a former Bank of Ghana to mount surveillance on the premises of the Bank of Ghana.
But why does he want to do that?
So that was the intelligence that the state had. And to be able, as I think he was explaining, or the Deputy Attorney General was explaining, they needed now to go to get the evidence. Okay. So the wires that we saw, the naked wires, were the wires into the device, which again, for political reasons, people have been saying that they were what you call CCTV cameras that were retrieved from the premises. So as far as I'm concerned, that was the objective of that search. But even if they were CCTV cameras, we all know that Governor Addison, and I think Senior Counsel Martin Pebo has described it, is involved in some investigations around whether it is monetary policy or financial, whatever it is, printing of money, what I think the Americans call quantitative easing, over and beyond what our laws allow a government, the 5% of the previous whatever, blah, 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 that kind of stuff.
That's correct.
So the state has the right, like the state invited me, that we have heard you say certain things in the media, but they were not able to tell me that what I said was wrong. Because some people were saying that I should be, I was causing
fear and panic.
No, not even fear, a stronger word than that. So some people, even in the media space, were asking that I should be charged and prosecuted. But of course, the authorities knew that everything that I said, like I'm saying, is within my remit to say them. So we need to be...
Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie.
Ghana Muntie, Ghana Muntie, na mansanya so adawro Kofi Aman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo NEAT 100.9 FM. Ghana Muntie, Ghana Muntie, na mansanya so adawro Kofi Aman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo NEAT 100.9 FM.
Okay, Ghana Montie Sunia will need 100.9. What do I do in Channel 02011627746? 02011627746. Again, kind. Na yedi amount ewa hasem. Na yashe enwame wom. Sama hudo bebre. Ene koso. It is so far. Aban se okon edietia eketa shishe. Na obi a wako wiye sika bi obi esusu se. Obo me krono ni aje. Munsem ene sedia etie na eye Colonel Festus Abwaje na ose Dr. Anderson yes spy ni fio je say ni fio no oto no hwe no amekoso eye Bank of Ghana enti na egogo ba ne sa no okay tiri nyina nso ye info a aba beto ho a ye nyina no ye follow ne ya hwe sedia etie yede da obankata mu nsam ne bi ebeto awso na yede ama
Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie.
Nipa enyiro na nani ahoden ebafo empo emabunu bi ebre ewo anim nanso eni yade biara wo no mekanfo Optovision Eye Clinic ediamao. Optovision Eye Clinic provides diagnosis and world-class affordable treatment for all eye diseases, including glaucoma, cataract, and yadia would be. Dear Stronko Krani said, Optovision Eye Clinic were quality designer space. A hood will be fatal. Send you penny biara. It is a when you are. And answer when you are what you are from. And answer who person who are dear year. Unim baby as a Optovision Eye Clinic.
Call us on 0553 270806 or WhatsApp on 0558 517556. Opto Vision Eye Clinic.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Twem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibia nso beri ni waware ne a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. Wo den kan no ntumu ho. Me be mo anu nso wo hye kura dia ka ho. Wo hwade a wapi ho. Wo ka sa batete e da fom ho.
This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a baba worry.
Aso.
Ye fear said this way chocolate drink, ya sorry, no pan on yenum. Ye bishop free gymnum no snack. Ye nya ho ho anu ye de serve wo mo. Ye did wiani ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a. This way chocolate drink in yenum. And this one what ya no a. He se kire wom, koko wom, brick wom, bibia wom. Ade wo hia ni so se.
This way chocolate drink.
Ye wo hia ani so se.
FDA ahwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie.
Ghana Montie Senior 100.9. Akosia Sapon Omenchen. Amasancha me korama for so ada obakrata musam no egusu a yeyemo adwuma. Agos farakra eto aso amame.
Yo. Abusafo ma memfa Daily Post the ubokrata no. Na Daily Post the ubokrata no. Anopedu de ba ye no say President John Dramani Mahama wa appointed Brigadier Glover Ashong anan say commissioner Ewo Customs. President John Dramani Mahama wa appointed Brigadier Glover Ashong anan wa appointed no say commissioner Woko Customs. Na ebusianfo ensamfo fra the Daily Post the Wokrat no che say Attorney General ene Dr. Dominic Anyine Attorney General ni Minister of Justice one nsandrofo behia no one omo edi nkita ho de afa enhwehwemu a ekoso cases ahodo ewo ho ehun hwehwemu afa wo mo san koye investigations akọ oral some kai oral mampanyi otena nyemfa nisi akonya so kra na oral yo bomu boss a committee no say wo mo nya hwehwemu mfa nkrofo a wo mo wia aban agapade na wo maye o madwen se wo mo fa aban agapade etie no ho asem no wo besa abekirikire mu wo mo nsem da paso wo mo ayeye hwehwemu dia fa wo mo nsem ho eno so Daily Post said they aba anopei yase nakopfo ena won magye 21.38 kilograms wey eye cannabis Kotoka International Airport eno nipa ya che wo mo no British ni baako eni nipa mienu ena sa abrei wo mo wo Canterbury yeye nsem no mu hwehwemu Western region nanano matena nkonya wo mo se wo mo tai Port and Harbors aname na meti DHDC CEO no wo mo tai na chi na nadwuma wo ye wo petroleum hub ti petroleum hub project no wo mo tai na chi pa wo akwanuasa nyina so ama eno so de ho asem aba Mampanyi John Dramani Mahama oba kire ha okopie mu atifido mantam Emma and Dan Yana Abukari the second. I know eye gbewa himfie. Woko ho. Na no memene da ehun mfonyini ne hu nsem nyina so. Wo de aba. Wo the Daily Post the Obokrata animu anope.
The Obokrata your friend say today. Na Ghana Black Stars ne Madagascar anaje or the ho asem aba enya anaje ya nwumere. Addison Fia womo koye na say say was spy Bank of Ghana for womo adwuma womo ye. Na Dr. Samtona ene wo ka kire empanimfo say ensam wa ya mo ka no mo kasa ya mo nhye yi o na mo nsam ni bi wo ho adaate eno ane ye bebody etiam. Controller and Accountant General Department betua nursing and teacher training allowance. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and odi asemi ya tu jase ayasem de edema Ghana this year.
Mami for the Ghanaian publisher. The Ghanaian publisher no ba mane wa ha. Se sabre oil cartels ni nyina no. Wo mani di akire SML Ghana no. Wo mani di akire pa. Wonum ekwo akwakopa adwuma ye. KGL boss wa donate 100,000 ama enfansepem. Na nanu asem esi wo Kumasi. Ashanti regional minister. One fire officer yi gigri. Any ese fire officer no ebufuo. Okachen say adan na otiatem gumi so sa. Adan na otiatem dia na meye sese dia na meye. Enti eno ho asem so ewa ha. Also okache minister say behave yourself. Sesi ekoso no dia na apese menye. Enti eno so the Ghanaian publisher the Obokrata no wabomu amane. Ama eno so ho asem eno no.
Na the Obokrata inquisitor nim ha. And what I say nkofo bi na ka say SML no. Ye nim adwuma a wo mo ye. Na say adwuma ye de say wo mo nsa so wo mo nkoye no. And wo ma fa ho bokro no. And wo mo titi skafri nkofo nten. Oye companies ni titru SML fo we. Wo ma fa bro nya ho no wo mo we crackers say aya ne say wo mo ye adwuma no wo mo tata nkofo didiska efri wo no mo nten. Na no na de Obokrata echire se sana ente samum na mum oye companies no na pese twa wo man ni di na SMF wose wo mompene eno nti na ya seda ade wo mu ato otankuru wo mu se SML fo no mum na sa wo mu ya agenkwa na oye marketing companies no mum na yeseta enti darkness ya war fight light SMF or light oya marketing companies near darkness womu di asuma sida SMF was wo mumpene enti ayan to kwa wo ntemu a SMF wo mu wanwa mpose mu contract adwuma mo yakura yentwam DRF adwuma amoye no mosimu ntumi nye Timu akwa adwumakuo pa so onyama mo sika amudi tuama wo mu kura mpa don so temfa so wo mu de bremu saadi we pa de mi amekwa akodom wasukoye no ma ba be kan yie pa SMF we ni ase Addison sana wo ye spy ena wo de mask akata nanim yeso be ko ni fie ho woti wodi aso wonya hwe Addison Sani phone kura ni nyina wati wodin no o sade ekoso Bank of Ghana ene wa yedin o frɛ na ni nsegunati so o ye fantini enti ya pe o mura minyi o wase o munya hwe atimo akambo minyi mu hwe enso no oboa onimu bibi ene wa dane ne wo spy ene wo ye adwuma wachire Yes, Ghana babenya toll system wa be the best of Africa in anti toll near deba. Now this time around by a deba no. Yes, the whole West Africa and a be best. Boss to for almost the woman donation kakra ade akoma national chief imam Sheikh Usman no hu sarebutu se wonte na onfama muzirimifu mo de mo ya ade national chief imam yi so wo de niam akoma no a wotama muzirimifu nyina obi anya
se kwabena edura nwumre pa na se wokọ ho wokọ ho na akọkọhwe sede papa yi eduane a ye che ede ma muzirimifu mo ho a ese wani
kremoni bia tumi kodidi ho
ebi kura nya nkramofo omo hye da kọ egugudi
omo nyina kristofo ank ye de niam no ba ni akaso niam no kura bi ama mo nche next week ni ya de afa kire ho a ni yakoton ni yakoton ni ya ye ho se asura abofo ye ni kristofo ank ye bedi ya mfa ma wo mama mu fi no munya na sema no mama nkasa no ono wade se so wo nkremodin ni bi wo ne mahmud ye kaya semo ana wo ba be ka bi ye ne me say me ni me nuanom sa wo de aniama be che ye ne ya be che obia benya bi edi kristofo ne ye de ba ya kanipa kro wa holo ni nyina guni fie se yemfa entotosuo dudu ne maso afore yemra na aduane ntina me fie wo mu no akura na ebika wo mbekọ akoto agu wo mu mfa mu obi ani na ye church members na kom di wo mu moziremi fo de wo mu ye mane ye fa pa yo akosia memfa komra bi
busa ma memfa Daily Democrat na Daily Democrat de ora kenoforiata ene special prosecutor o ma do anwoma o moteso no ena Daily Democrat eche say Ghana fo ni bi kasa se ora kenoforiata wo mun san fa wanted no nto no so wo mun san en restore wo mun fa nto no so pa emu asem no ewo Daily Democrat ha afei wo che se nano na eye World Oral Day eno nam so ema Family Health University ene Family Health Hospital womo edi hu omo hye hu fa ne nkwala bia omakwa akohwehwehwe womo numa mo no Mampanyin John Dramani Mahama ena wo chese sa tree for life no ebeboa yese eda edua etwa to ebewu no ne ne ewiase nipa nyina ekama yese nnua esi wo no baako bia agina ho manipa baako nnua wa asase iso enti
Dubai womu
ose omuni bi kwabena omuni bi but se enye honko na eye wiase nti omudi ye nyina betimi awo Africa e betimi awo ba bia nnua wo wiase ye ntumi nkan nti sa na tie
na tell das party anim ha yes Zumilayo se aban eboa wonum a anka umbetumi etua adwumayefo no kanso emwa efira aban ho ba no enta anya papa emakra enti estamansa 1910 se na Zumilayo for de naka enso wawu sa ka wo mode na afa ba ko menim se mama Grace betumi agye ana se bia ne nia te ba afo ana menim se bra kwasi asante ana kwakupra ya betumi akọje ama no de akatua no na emma enti instamansa 1910 eya aduma 1 year me ko ho no kompre ni kire me se wa ya aduma ye ntua na kanti me ba me kan kire Zumilayo mpani ena instamansa tietia esi akura de wode adane nyaado aton ewo antiekua afra kioso no bebi ano oye kioso dada no eho na sisi a estamansa oton ade wo ho enye ono nko a antie fiefie ne ba abemu an dawoda wo mu nyina ye ntua wonum ka ena prot wonum say Anthony ya akosia ya wode eniama ba nim ha ya wotonton caps ni chini ya ne ade no
oh okay
Anthony minim no pa menua no ni nua akwasi agye ono so yentua ne ka ena akose nso nanka oye tailor nkakra na Zumilayo bae ena oja tailor ena oye Zumilayo ono so aye Zumilayo sa yentua ne ka kofise kunso sa womu nyina de womu ho mebra akonomia mpodie esi a mesi adwuma na ma Zumilayo a wode ne ho to so a edi ne hwammo enti ha agene pa nipa bebre wo ho no mo a Zumilayo fo de wo muka anyu wo mu na aye bibie sika no nko aban mfa sika no nko
na sika aban de ma Zumilayo so ye keto abi eno so sa esa kura mia kura say Dr. Joseph Sewe Japan ampa meten nka chache achepa first no say nanka ya part esta part no afre yen ni enyina ye kɔ ne ho ye kodi nkomo wi na se ye kwa na wo magya ye kwan sisi a wo mu ye bi chache akosi aso wo mu ye last ache 2 years kura ba wo bro nye yampa Zumilayo pass ye tenenka na hu say yes we de eye ne mo na bi na odebra ye ene wo ma ye ay mo pe wa hu anwa ka hu emo ne hampa
da bi hampa no poni obi a ne nya
e bi nya obi a ne nya bi
emo pe esi asika yi nko enti Zumilayo pa Dr. Joseph Sewe Japan nanko afra me ne ye kofie nanko yakobɔ nkoma me kwa nanko eja me kwa kama esi akwa afekura nie mentenenka party ya mente party nka Zumilayo aduma efo ya onti obi anka ni nyina ne se yesi atuo nya piafo a ne tumeto ena manase nso ma ye ho ntoyen ade etie nie Dr. Joseph Sewe Japan Dr. Joseph Sewe Japan isi asay nipa ba ko a ne ho dagene dama kuma so eya akosia menu etu opposition enka me na menya kakra mema ne bie enso nkofo a akosia wo munya bia nko wo muma me bie nyina sisi a obi adafo mu tim entitisa bosume so a na se Doctor say Kwame despite ne fada desin etua me ka
mo ba
ne ma
de kakra na asa kakra ni bi akoma
na nra ye ne ma me birthday Mrs. Margaret Ofori when won
ma
yeah fact Joe Maggie Food Court do mo achimota ya
he fa no mo no
achimota
he
mukra mo ni se woni achimota
ma jeri dia sa ampotem won send anim
he fa sa na me nko na me kwa akodi free
me yana ma bade achimota ya me na ma me sa
achimota de ya ni na ye territory
emo
wono ni na type akosia me de besend sisi a yeti ya ne se ekom de ya ne a akosia betumi akoma ho no wa
say na me ka no because they say no
o kwa woni ni kunu nyina betumi
ye nyina na ebekọ ne nkwala ni nyina
betuta no ho no wo beto petro eno na me akosia abosome so a mema ne why mema ne kakra na wo de ayayi me akra mekọ bra ho same ewuku mekọ na makọ akohwe se oba parliament yetua ne ka ana wo munyanya ndi akatia
yetua ne ka okuro benzo
o munyanya ndi akatia wo munya akatia wo maje enti me ko de wade ma constituency fo no se kakra ka ya meje na akosia mama ho ena me kodi panso na menye bia mema ho enti ka wakoma to ye mo
ndo ni haw
ewurade nti ya nwe aboda ewurade behwe yen akosia me no nso wo afi yesi tension boba wo MPP na ajo asafo ena wo ka kire MPP fo se wono Sarah abawa Sarah ya wo Bible mu Sarah mpo hwa na ne maame no Sarah na wo hwa mpo oh nya Sarah na wo Isaac Debbie Rebecca Sarah mpo Bible mu ye die nie oh momo ame my Jerry
Maza ona ka wasem
enti woni ni ya Sarah ya wo
Bible ka wasem nti ka wasem wona wonim ka wona wo SD san ko Pentecost ya your Bible nchire
escape make it to
escape
hey Sarah
is it was it Sarah ya there
Sarah wo Bible muni mu ade a wo ye Sarah mean say Abraham yire de Abraham yire mo Abraham
na baby ade na mi kura na mama na ono ko wa
what say obia ntumi nka na no ntumi wo party nim say mo de mo pa mo suspend ni ya mama no platform wa ya be say ya be mo party ni mo suspend no a ya ni ya be ma no platform woni tfm ha na wa kasa wa ha de bia obey ya panelist
Omo suspended so ansa obeka no
ya be no say di omo di ya lo tejo course no mo suspend ya lo tester or a panel member Sani yansu ya debe se munnim MPP for munnim na se mo suspend ya do asafo ya man seat wa anopa ya ne no awia ya ne no anwumre me se ya be ya no panel sia mama wo say yes ma me na duro ne sese ena munnim na mo suspend ne so a ensam a do abeka no munyina muti be mo ya enti ya ne munya ne din no wakasa no obra onu abejai yes MPP path to redemption lies in unity yes omu ayi omu ho se o mbetumi akeka kanioma asieni na munimu yawa ewo mo party fuo ni mu a kade mo ye no kura mo ajai munja no obi anka no boso asem nipa kro bodwo a obetwa so no asa babak na sade mo ye no mu hu ahi munwe basa mo enti munya abotre no obi anka de ese ne bo so obi anka de ese ne bo wi a etese first obi so a yese munya nipa kro no nso ono esu na nakoma to ne yemu a afi no wa edin no atete ne wre sa pepepe na chiri hanom kura sei wase obi ani wa obetumi yi na firi party no eno party no a no wodon afi Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia samumpo ono a no obesan ba na mo ama na mba kura samu anya fair to him obi anya chance aden the drew Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia so ebinum akeke ko mu siesie nim se wo mu ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ma na obi nreda bebre awe wo party ni still yesama wo mu akonya wo mu bai enti Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia enkakra nkro be improve se wonya 40 a na selection no obetumi anya be 49 ana se obetumi kurenya 48 ebi kro obetumi anya 50 ebi kro obetumi anwini se wokwa second time na se still a obesan akoteta esanse sa na party ni moye mumu obi akwanya manipa kro ekono aba enti Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia wo second chance wo san wo third chance wo besa babio akosia eduro so anamensan to aso
ni bimpo ho bio
yo na the new crusading guide yanim ha yase Jerry Ahmed Saib enu mu alaji say yase ensase pa wo grab water ado anyansa aseketwa media eye krata na de baaye na meka yo mayi me hu afirim brofo ne kan say anything according to law court I dissociate myself court way asam na me kan samati o me ni adade am de baba ho so according to law court I dissociate myself yɛse ɛyɛ Democrat aneka KGA Group Executive Chairman yɛse wa coordinate the ama sport development ɛwɔ Mfantipim College a ɛwɔ Cape Coast Kotokraba akakra no wedu Kotokraba no ɛwɔ wonsa left fɛfɛɛfɛ si hɔ ɛne wɔ hɔ monkeys pɛ wɔ school hɔ no nya monkeys ketewa ɛna boys ne sua ade a obehu sɛ ne wɔ mu ne nam hɔ ebi tumi ba classroom wɔ betrentena table no so yɛnye wɔ mu se because wɔ mu nyinaa yɛ part of student no na wonim na sɛ woku ade baako wɔ school hɔ no mu a wo sɛ student ade a yɛde bɛyɛ Tension Abattoir Road wɔ mu sɛ TDC foɔ controversial court verdict bi and woman demolishing of Wajapadia or one more and ya quampa so. Afe was a tension, sir Boba, when this Yamanyo Komutra say, appointees be or no more, Womusu MPP for pa potty and yeta wound me. E Clinic Africa, UNESCO behold a year health care conference, our Ghana. Constitution Review Committee at the changes here womo and was stakeholders meeting no at the about the Democrat anymore. The inside the Democrat anymore so IGP Trese Basabasaya Ecoso criminals ya attack mobile money vendors no Christian Tete Yohuno medasi especially Asante region. Ashanti region the police command no omu here overhauling asasa wosisa nipa bebre ewa Ashanti region nipa no a watena fa akocha enti ne yasi nsuo cha tuamu a aya na hihwa so omu kwatena wonu mu anu omu cha no omu aye redundancy eno anso omu ti wodi robbery a ekoso wa Ashanti region enya robbery kitwa boys see kuretuo mobile money say boy ba kun wo se ni video kura awreho se CCTV camera capture
de omo de ne share ade no
de ne share fam wonu wa
me gidi sese nko ankasa mo de mo mfa nko anko ombeku na hye mo ombeku ni
din no omo de na hye se sekan omo de wo no ba ko gina ho aya ne so oye transaction na ba ko tete kwanten ho boy sidi ne nsase wonu mo yi skape no to share no so en wo twen sekan senanka akosuo mu kuretu a on ko bobo ani tu senan robes ni kuretu a nko mu kun se sadi o mu si wo no sekan epia ne se wo na se boy di moja so ekikam Asante region nko ase mobile money fu a yikum wo no yesre IGPC sa mobile money fu no wo ba betu wonum so sa I salute you and to yohunu obeye
me se kwabna me hu ye manage pa
obeye
in fact manage ye se obeye na montuo sei ekoso because hey
na enne obi asend me post peni bi na openi bi nso asend me ade bi se me nka ho asem yeso ko yiska wo bank na wo betu ka hwa wo ka nase
on the tracker bo ho
wo mo de Chalwote uba se Chalwote anase urobe tuntum na eda ho eye ade no wo mudi asem ntu ka no fa so anata na pai na empai wo ho a
se eye sa na ewom bi ade kro no wo
ewom a
na o tai ni mu a na edwo enti be o mbedi wati sa
ti target baby kro na ebeduru a wo begina no wo gina ho no mo apɛ no wo mato ahye wo so
shale
o mu di moto no wo maje ka
se wo mo boni hu nyansa nkasa
ada bia wo mo plane enti se wo koyi sika wo bank na se wo wie hwa wo car no ties ni nyina ase se bibia na ho a se front se back ko left na bra right no na sha ase ni nyina se obia mfa bibia nto ho no mo a unya move car no pe wom afa check ko cars no enkofo tumi de trackers ebo ho baabi a wo konyina na wo mo monitor na wo ma ba bebo okro no enti yamwa na yentumi ntu anwro bese ase yasema me sara ado asafo en wo ka kire MPP amanyoko se se wo mu nim na so wo mu yeso mbeka na no atumu a ete se de wabo abrewa nana wo beti adoma nkoma asem ade a wo mu de ode be ye MPP fo pa na MPP fo no de obokrata kire se enya nsam adu asafo kan na ha wonu mu krono no kata asese ne proye no ekọọso wo party ni mu no a adu asafo kan ho asem no ene ha wo mu ene ha mu omo mpese wo mu ada pa abeda adie na Ghana fo hu ni se saa mu betena akonwa so boni amudi ye nie eno ape na yi wo mu problem na se ka adu asafo nsem a wo kan ko ade a enka ni opa won kasa ha attendant tikr eni wo masem na mom so wade kro no bo te se school fee di ansem a wo ka say obi a mo ye aduane ena anu ma jere won nsem ka say school fee di ebetumi omo fama Christian Council na Christian Council 400 no omo fama adisuafo no na ankra si aduane mankwada na mutumi hwe nyame animu asade ma mi kan ye no kra dia kata sese no proye pa ye ntenni wan ho ye wanwa na tofo we de ya abrofo asem wo mu pa wo mu nkum wo mu de beba beto ha no mu ane se yesi petrol bu ayede kura ye benya bi ato mo bde mo pa mo ho a mo bra na mo ajare enya ya asem enti de mo ye bia esemo a na the Herald Democrat a me de e ka mo ho no yesi CDS ena nipa bi e ka ho interior ministry wo mo se so wo mo kofi akwaji wo ma home a Lazarus cars ya ya krefra brochire ba ya eye bulletproof yeso wo mu so wo mu de kofi yeso wo mu nkwaji wo ma home a wo mu de cars ne kofi enti wo mu de cars ne ko Dominic Nitiwu era yesi ayre ho say 270 million full supply a car eda ho no Dominic Nitiwu ya no wanya kokoduro no okasa yesi wo kwa na so ye ebra wo ye defense minister ebin sida 270 million Ghana cedis and we jato Dr. Eduedoma ne bo ama na kase National Security for kire Bank of Ghana bonsam wa no wo anu wo mo tete wo mu no o ma akwa dismiss ade anu wo despy no o ma ye free ho Minerals Commission boss and wo mo kire se papa sase ya pam ni free na konwa a wote so no kana sibe and wo demand ye wo se Minerals Commission papa no papa we mining license ya wo de amankofo enya mining license ketua enti ebetumi a this particular man they should sack him as quickly as possible. Magtere was agyeman but na kunya no ne abejafo ato aso kama
abejafo ne beba ha but answer na kwamna mame go amane so ne ye ne honorable Ntim Fojo
ayo
na unse appointment ya na wo kan we post to ewo ne social media handles so said JM appointed a few days after JM appointed Stan Dogbe, bosom friend of Brigadier General Ashon Anang as Chief of Staff of Ghana, Chief of Staff of Ghana Armed Forces, even before his assumption of duty. Same Brigadier General Ashon Anang secures another appointment as Commissioner of Customs at GRA. So, well, what does it mean? Honorable Menwache.
Yeah, near my Jerry, na pon saying.
Nyankopa don't back around so well.
Yes, you pa na mitia minia opene kwa ramafu ene minia no my work city ho nyina.
Babina ene akosia wo mo apa wo majo so mo se wo mo tia pa akosia me kan jo se o twen.
Me do for akosia.
Oba.
I mean pa.
That's right. Adena o kasa omampanyin and make a dual appointment of Brigadier General Ashwan.
Yo, where the metie tifu nyina. na mabonitew. What can I say in 2024, even sometime 2023, a day benyina na NDC4 womo kasa ma for some agency kasa na President Muhammad ya say na no a de bia ko simpi su ko campaign grounds oka a video betu to dane say wom yo mo ba security mpanimfo nyina ma be pam wo nyina prapra wo machi fiko
but one kind of say the can you
but what me but for kind me go to say all the security chiefs in military police will their term is conterminous with that of President Akufo-Addo. Yes,
and I say one more year politically affiliated and politically exposed that woman need MPP did you masana or the share or condition back
obi the name in party ID card be no na. But he has the cause to say that he made a clear promise to say Obia or head of agency be Omoba and Bumpon Wakan he said Womo say or say Obia or head the Bia that security agency piano or army or navy or air force or command who do name fire service police name immigration near the and also say one we MPP for or no essay or no determines or we MPP for and this Kufa do Kofi pa that's what we now so Pam we now Kofi say or retirement ason senso yet so more than more so more competent or not he said it. Now, so promise now, when President Mahama promised, it was a very politically dangerous, promise, any pronouncement, security analyst, we echo them way. They bring out cancer with the political talk, and not dear about it to me. To swampa true to their west, they have fulfilled that promise. One by a chief immigration officer, controller general of immigration, one more clan. Director General of Prisons, Woma Kleno, Chief Fire Officer, Woma Kleno, IGP, Woma Kleno, Chief of Defense Staff, Woma Kleno, and Woma Star Clare, Chief of Staff and Ghana Armed Forces, Chief of Naval Staff, Woma Kleno, Chief of Air Staff, Woma Kleno, Chief of Naval Staff, Chief of Army Staff, Woma Kleno. Omubi Woma Fanso, Osa echo down to all the 2-star generals a war Ghana Armed Forces, 12 of them are. A company for ya or more 3-star medical for the first day. One more that the various commands and the various brigades are not while some young being say move pamu munina and or deep or called deep echo far obia say chief of staff defense staff no or intake 26 and or jump pamu all the intake 26 all the intake 27 all the intake 28, all the intake 29, or Pamela Wunina, Kofi, and Okofa intake 30, by a chief of defense staff. Fair enough. Uri, and our son John Poe, call intake 34, because there are brigadier generals from here intake 31, intake 32, intake 33, or so Mubia Niwa or Sepata. And Okofa stand up with a down for pa or no year. Intake 34, Brigadier General Ashon, and the Chief of Staff. Now, some appointment in the bio. And 1 year walk barracks na a reward to one pass. Hey, not just that they are now more cars of the political colors, about big remedy, grown moody. One more to me, Ayana. And to say no meritocracy doesn't matter, rank doesn't matter, seniority doesn't matter, competence doesn't matter. Emma President Mahama have sacrificed meritocracy on the altar of politics. And to me, no, can say, a quiet dra. None did dry a quiet yin moon. And this was workers here pie the buy, maybe cancer. I'll remember some also. And I may be cancer, no problem. What Pamo win as when you win your man, but if you are going to appoint new ones, because say now Pam all 2-star, 3-star generals, and we'll say on 1-9. Apart from these 4 now, over best security chiefs, in the various commands, you even appoint deputy chief of staff there too. Anyone here better that various units. And no, I will say we promote to general colonel for lieutenant colonels. No more when some of the colonels will have to now be brought up to brigadier general 1-star status. And I will say lieutenant colonels so would me promote to be a better kind of one and the May can say, Yan Traho, Emma Horning, so because we have a strong, many backlog of kind of one lieutenant colonels are one more due promotion. That promotion is Yan Traho more for politics, Emma May, and family himself, one I am listening, what they call, and we a junior, we are one you, one about appoint to acquire general. We will insist to make sure that transparency takes place. Yeah, my name says the kind of gains we have made in Ghana Armed Forces, professionalism, neutrality, and confidence in meritocracy. Yeah, my name saying the further. It was said at the general level are fine, but at the kernel level, no. Every kernel be aware due for promotion to brigadier general. We are expecting that this time, no, obey or take fairness better home. Near what is it? Will be a kernel intake ABR 34 and now 35. No, a panel one quack of intake 38 B. Said the Sebia. Or no, a fake one ABR promote to Nako kernel. Abba be a brigadier general. Wa bra, Miss Senior be brave as some anymore. Some of them, if he doesn't promote them, that's what Kofa will mutinious ever be give them about 6 months. They are all up. They will retire prematurely. And then no ever Muran from Asa asked further. Now I am speaking this week. I am speaking for the colonels and the lieutenant colonels. Sabri Edrum also said, "Your mamu promotion by a brigadier generals 1 star." No, we will have to make sure say fairness, transparency, meritocracy plays its role. Emma one year deserve no so more echo. In political motivated appointment and you review the why is enough. But to buttress my point, Sir Chief of Staff here are appointing. Nankane and a letter now, Quacho for Sube Tutano. A taking effect and case of Befana Cunha as acting Chief of Staff for the Ghana Armed Forces. Danke Bianchim, Enre ya, the same Quacho for signed the letter for Saba says. President Mahama appointed the same Brigadier General, Standugba Downford, say, on Major Commissioner Customs or Ghana Revenue Authority. Ntino Minoka say, as we speak now,